Good evening to everybody, all my new participants and the esteemed faculty members. We all have our established culture and the careers. We have come up a long way in our life and we are all going to start a new training into a master of technical training where a lot of new things will come up and we will also meet and find out about in depth about our basic instinct, why we vary in a various ways. I will introduce myself. My name is Ramesh Sanghvi. I am married and my wife is working with Bombay Municipal Corporation as a lab technician, and we do not have the children, but that doesn't mean that we have not been able to show our parental love to many of the people. We have very close knit family, and the best part after the initial little bit of hesitation is that when my other siblings, their children grew up and a stage reached where they had to see the empty nest syndrome. We were one of them who could pacify them, and the whole thing became much more interactive when most of us retired and the nest was empty in their respective houses. As far as my education and all, I will come in the second part. As far as my hobby, I like the gardening, which would have become my career, but why it didn't become that also I will tell you in education. Generally, I like to play a lot of sports like badminton, cricket. The main thing which I learned or to do that sporting activity was to create a endurance, team spirit, fighting spirit, learn something where we are able to overcome or defeat somebody. But later on, I could make out that there are certain very subtle part of it, that is, there is a backhand and there is a forehand. Backhand is generally for a defensive things, and the forehand is certainly for attacking things. Once I specialize into the forehand and backhand, I could realize that something more is required, that is called placement and the speed, so that we can deceive the opponent. Later on, I could make out that the great part of the sport is that we can come to a very harmonious relationship, and it is not defeating the others. That is where the team games and all also I started. As far as the extracurricular activities and all, I used to get involved into a lot of social activities and all, and over a period of time, the group became quite a big, where we used to do even some social work service and all, trying to help the underprivileged children, etc. Trying to organize certain charitable things so that the money comes and we are able to distribute it. The latter part of the life, the two things which I didn't play, that came into a lot of play in my life. That is, in a corporate life, the kabaddi is one of the main game, where any lapse, the other people are waiting to pull your leg, which I never played as a youngster. And the second one is trying to undermine whatever you are doing. Lot of resistance. This I experienced because as in my career, initial part of the career, there were very unionized employee. Now, of course, unions have gone down and all, but there is a lot of union activity where we can make out that not only the leg pulling, direct attack. So, where our defensive game of the sports comes into the play. As far as my education is concerned, I wanted to go in for a BSc agriculture because my hobby was gardening and all. But I couldn't get the admission because the government changed the rule at the last moment, where the admission can be given only to the candidate who have a minimum 5 acres of land. That circular came just in the evening, and the next day the admissions was to announce. I didn't get it. By the time the college has already started, so I couldn't get it into science also, and I landed up in commerce. So there was a major shift. And throughout my life, I saw that there were a lot of shifts and turns, and which became a part of my normal journey. Subsequently, I studied BCom. By the time I was in junior BCom, we had earlier 10 papers, junior no exam, senior 10 papers. When I was in a junior college, their university changed. That next year onward, 6 and 4 session will be there. Since we do not have that much of financial ability and all, I continued and realized that 10 exams and I have to score little more, so that another 2 or 3 years, lots of people will come who will be having a more than 50% marks. That is where I realized that minimum 10 years of learning is necessary. Fortunately or unfortunately, that 10 years of habit has continued for more than 40 years of habit. The LLB I completed. I did my management from Jamnalal Bazar, and the scenario changed. Datta Samant came into the prominence. Mumbai, almost all the commercial activities and manufacturing activity was stopped. So only a field that was available was HR and IR. So again there is a turn back into the new route, new way. You are able to meet and find out that how the seniors can put you in a lurch and sit backside. Like any union negotiation and all, they will push you. Nothing, don't worry, we are there. Finally we will go there, we are alone. But no problem. Finally, a day came when I met the Tasama. And like this cabin, the Tasama is sitting here, I am sitting here. And his 2-3 people came with a gun, prodding this, that, and all. So I told him, this will not work. I know you cannot kill me. Because the whole government of Maharashtra is after you, that they can find out that you can kill somebody. So tell them to go and we will negotiate. Somehow or the other he got impressed. Gone. After 2-3 meeting, we finally agreed that okay, this is what is the agreement. Now I came learn another thing. The management took the advantage of it, worked the factory and all for 1 month, removed everything and declared lockout. So you come to know that something which you do in a certain way, thinking that it will work, it goes into the top secret. So these are how the life goes on. And this is what I said. Over a period of time, I could make out that there are many of people like me who have very upheavals and all in their life, and they need a help to cope up with all these things. And I started learning certain counseling techniques like Robert Karkoff, REBT, transactional analysis, where after completing that I could make out that I can help the people to cope up with daily or a major fault or turbulence in their life. My intention of doing this course and all is to create a website where I will be putting all these things so that people can contact and find out in their day-to-day life what are the things and how they can mitigate their topsy-turvy life. Thank you.